Hey everyone, it is Thursday night. Just wanted to pop on here. I know yesterday I had shared with you that I was going to meet with some folks from Mark Inc. to do an interview with them. They have a really wonderful website, which I mentioned yesterday. I did post the link for it, and I'm going to post it again today. You can find all kinds of resources on there for help and hope when you're hurting. One of the things that we talked about when I was doing the interview yesterday was leaning into God when you're hurting. And I just want to take a little bit of time to talk about that on here because I think that that's something that we all go through, and such a key point that I have learned in my times of pain, to lean into the Lord when you're hurting, to be honest with Him about the way that you're feeling, to admit your brokenness, to allow Him to comfort you. You know, we all have those places in our lives where we hurt. We all have things that don't go exactly the way we thought. We have places where people betray us, our dreams feel shattered, life isn't working out. You know, we feel like sometimes we couldn't be further from the place we imagined for ourselves. I know what that's like, and I know many of you probably do too. But when we're in those places, we can't just deny the pain. We can't pretend that it's not happening. We can't just wish it away. We can't just say, well, I'm just going to focus on, life down the road when things are better. We need to embrace the here and the now. We need to be solely where we're at and allow God to meet us in that place. And it's not easy. It requires us to embrace the brokenness, which is a hard place to find ourselves. Because, when we're feeling broken, we just want that to be over. We want life to be different. We want to move on. But if we truly want healing, if we want God to come in and change our lives, we have to allow Him into that place that we are, into that place of pain. And I think that that's something really contrary to how our world operates. A lot of times when someone asks you even, how are you doing? And you just say, hey, I'm okay. You might not be okay. You're not okay, but you don't want to tell them that. And sometimes it's difficult. If you start to talk about it, people don't always know how to respond. And I think that makes us oftentimes feel like maybe we shouldn't be honest with the Lord. But God knows our heart. He sees the pain. He knows exactly what we're feeling. And if there's any encouragement you can take from the Psalms, anything that you can take away from the words that David wrote, it's to be honest with the Lord. God knows where we're at. He sees it all. We don't have to hide anything from Him because He already knows it. We can be honest with Him, be real with Him, and allow Him to come into that place of our pain so that He can bring us healing and life on the other side. So if you're in a place today where you're finding yourself in a difficult situation, where you're frustrated, where you're hurt, where you're broken, where you're tired of living like this, lean into the Lord. Allow Him to bring His beauty in the place of your ashes. Be real with Him. Tell Him about your brokenness. However you're feeling, be honest with Him. He knows it. You don't need to hide it from Him. He wants to bring you life on the other side. He wants to bring you healing from the things that you're dealing with. And the only way you can do that is if you allow Him to meet you where you are and to walk you through it. So I'm going to post that link to Mark Inc. again underneath this video. You can feel free to check out their website. They have some really great resources for help and hope in the midst of hurting places. But I would just encourage you to spend some time tonight with the Lord, dialoguing, whether that's praying, whether that's writing in a journal, however it is. Talk to the Lord about how you're feeling and allow Him to bring His hope, His life on the other side. Come back tomorrow because we're going to continue this conversation about leaning into God when we're hurting. Have a great night.